Right, I'll be taking on the presentation Zcash on and off ramps in Nigeria. My name is Chidi Odisa, and then the Twitter handle is at Zcash Nigeria. Brief introduction about me, Chidi Odisa, Zcash lead Nigeria, driving Zcash adoption. I am also a board member of Zcon DAO and a recent recipient of the ZCG grants. I have been in the Zcash ecosystem about 5 years now, with a focus on education, community building, and merchant adoption. I've also supervised the setting up of Zcash communities outside of Nigeria, a few countries in Africa, Ghana, and then Uganda to be precise. The purpose of this presentation is so we can understand how Nigerians buy, sell, and use Zcash, and how we navigate crypto regulations and then privacy tools. Nigeria's crypto landscape. Crypto adoption is rising despite CBN restrictions. Of course, CBN is the central body regulating anything finance in Nigeria, both fintech, banks, and all that. We call it Central Bank of Nigeria. So they are the guys who supervise and guide what happens in the financial space in Nigeria. P2P trading is the dominant method. So in Nigeria, what people usually use to transact do their crypto, both from the crypto itself, on ramp, off ramps, is P2P. That's peer-to-peer trading, people trading directly within themselves with a platform acting as the middleman. In 2024, Nigeria recorded up to $60 billion in inflow of cryptocurrency. This tells us a whole lot. One, that Nigeria is a fertile market. Two, that Nigeria can actually be the hub of crypto adoption in Africa. This means that if we could give Zcash a little more push in Africa, there is a potential market for it. And I believe we are getting there. Also, the ranking was done as well, and Nigeria was ranked second among grassroots, in the area where grassroots crypto adoption is highest. Yes, most Nigerians, average Nigerians, especially within the working class and the youth age, that is 18 to 34, 18 to 45, 1 out of every 10, especially in the urban areas, can say something about crypto, has heard something about crypto, even though that most of them may not really understand the inner workings of crypto, but a substantial amount of them has heard about crypto. So what is driving this adoption? One of the reasons driving this adoption, one of the things driving this adoption is the CBN, that's the governing body role, the role they are playing in trying to checkmate what people do. You know, setting up a fintech company, you have to go through the CBN, and in most cases, it is a difficult thing to maneuver. So many people are looking for alternatives, and crypto presents itself as a very wonderful alternative. This index, this crypto index that is being displayed on the screen, was done by Chain Analysis, a well-known firm that is into crypto research. So Nigerians are very much into cryptocurrency, especially the young ones, the working class, and just a little bit fraction of the old. Now, overview of Zcash in Nigeria. What is it being used for? Adoption and awareness. The adoption is growing, but awareness is still limited. Why? Because there is just little, not too much we could do because of the scarce availability of resources. In Nigeria, some persons, few people, use it for private payments to keep their transactions confidential. There are a few merchants adopting it, few businesses accepting Zcash for goods and services. Then the another use case is for investment purposes. So many people who buy this cryptocurrency, not just Zcash, but almost all the cryptocurrencies, buy for investment and speculative purpose. That is holding it with an expectation of increase in price. In Nigeria here, there is a popular saying that if you want to get rich fast, invest in real estate. But if you want to get rich quickest, invest in crypto. So many persons who hold cryptocurrencies and Zcash as well, Zcash inclusive, hold it for investment and speculative purposes with with an expectation that the price will increase so they could resell and make a profit. So in right from 2021, the CBN has been bringing up policies that are not good for the crypto economy in Nigeria. In 2023, they went further to ban it, and that led to the exit of most of the centralized exchanges that were otherwise popular before then. Before then, we had the likes of Binance, we had the likes of KuCoin, we have the likes of Bybit that were very, very popular with Nigerians. But as at today, most of them have left. All of them have left. Not actually most, all have left due to the policy of the federal government, that's the CBN. In last year, 2024, they revised this rule, lifted this ban, but it has been vague. The regulation has been vague. So this has succeeded in stifling the growth to some extent. People now have to look for ways to get things done. People have to look for ways to get into crypto, to do crypto transactions. They try as much as possible to avoid the banks. Then P2P trading, as I've stated before, is very dominant method in Nigeria. There are different versions of it. Some of these exchanges, like Binance, like Bybit, also offer a P2P section in their websites where people can actually trade with themselves. So the guys who are a bit technical can easily get a VPN to bypass being in Nigeria, pick another country, then go to these exchanges and do the transaction. But you still cannot withdraw because they don't support Nigeria NGN withdrawals, except when you are trading with yourselves. Then recently, Binance also removed that P2P section for Nigeria completely. It's no longer there. So buying Zcash in Nigeria, there is no direct method of using the local currency, that is NGN, to buy this Zcash. To get your ZEC, you have to get into a stable coin first. Then from the stable coin, you can swap it into Zcash. The peer-to-peer method simply means using platforms like Binance P2P, Bybit. Bybit is actually a bit leading at the moment. A whole lot of transactions is going on presently in Bybit with regards to Nigeria. That is people converting to USDT via P2P and then converting it to ZEC. Then there are local platforms like WhatsApp groups where these P2P trades also take place. There are Telegram groups. There are also local crypto hubs, localized. These ones are location specific. So people who know themselves already, I can call Mr. A to come out at point B. Someone I already know who needs crypto, then we can stay there. He transfers the crypto to me and I give him physical cash. So these things also still exist in Nigeria, but it is localized and also location specific. So, but it comes with its own risks. There are scams, there are high fees, there are identity exposure, of which these are things that Zcash doesn't stand for. So the best practice is usually to get an escrow or use an escrow service. By using an escrow service, the charges will also, to a large extent, go up because they have to have a markup to accommodate the escrow service. Then there are also crypto-friendly fintech apps like Yellow Card, Bundle Africa, but they do not support Zcash purchases directly. It still has to go through BTC or USD. Humongous amount of money to get it integrated. So we decided to create an in-house solution. And I'll talk more of it as this presentation is on. So selling of Zcash in Nigeria or spending it is limited due to difficulty exchanging it for NGN. I was once a member of the GAP program ambassador, and I when I received the ZCG grants, I went back to some of these businesses to try to see how they are faring. Most of them no longer accept it because of the government exchanging Zcash for vice versa. So selling Zcash for Naira, the easiest method is to convert your Zcash to USDT. Then use near intent, which is the so selling Zcash, the easiest way is to use near intent, changing it to convert it. Experienced users can also use a VPN to access this centralized exchange. What this means is that I can, for instance, I have ZEC token now to for I can either go to changing convert it to USDT, go to near intent, swap it into USDT, then use this USDT, the help of a VPN, to send it to an exchange. See that, like Bybit. When I send it to Bybit, it makes it easier to now use their P2P service to convert to cash. There are a few businesses currently accepting the Zcash token. Some of them present is the FIBI Corps. So these guys are into parfait, ice creams, and the owner is one of the owners of the Zcash Nigeria, MCJ Frankie. He's doing reasonably well. He's doing a good job. His business is also accepting Zcash for the shop located in states. Have the wine shop located in Enugu State. They also accept Zcash for their businesses. Mostly into so what are the opportunities? These problems will face to present its own opportunities. Can B2B markets are expand, merchants are payments. If we can solve the from issue in Zec and Mary, that is getting in of Zec, gives us potential to have merchants and businesses. Other
is Zcash for it is a lot of transactions type of sending money. This presents a can be missed. This presents a can be missed. If there are people who try to work out some next, you know, then they are setting up an so the reason for solution also
for Zcash development. This is an in-house solution. So what we are trying to do is one of the experiences I had during my GAP program was being invited by the government, the security agencies, a couple of times where they emphatically told me to stop promoting parallel money. And if I must continue to promote parallel money, I must register it. I have to register an organization. So all this culminated in my coming up with this solution with a few other persons to set up an independent organization. And as I said earlier, I am in contact with Basin, the founder of Shielded Labs. I want to get insights from them, coordinate closely with them, and then the ways of some of the achieve. This independent organization will also research and find out other ways to enhance user and scale because if payment processors to improve accessibility. So we are looking for payments, some local payment processors that we can have some form of collaboration with. As all these are going on, we also have to continue to do our education and awareness to launch structured educational programs to increase adoption. Of course, this is part of the things we are doing through the grants provided by the ZCG. We are also producing localized guides. Presently, there are resources in Yoruba language, weekly resources that is being translated, and other materials are being translated as well. So we are unveiling the Obscuro Labs. It's an independent organization based in Nigeria dedicated to identifying and building solutions that drive Zcash adoption. And we are using this opportunity to call for visionaries, engineers, developers, researchers, and contributors, or people who are generally passionate about financial privacy. So please join us as we create something that will cater for the Nigerian populace. Those into software development, cryptography, research, and security. If you are into any of this, please endeavor to join us. So Obscuro Labs is 100% going to be funded by donations. So we don't really have funding at the moment. We believe that as we try to house that see people that will sign on, it's be a part of this. Join us in developing a practical on and off-ramp solutions and advancing privacy-focused financial system. Obscuro Labs will be funded by donations. We are already trying to contact a few persons as we try to prove ourselves. We believe that we'll get people who will key into this mission, because if we do things properly and at the correct way, Zcash has a very big market in Nigeria, and we intend to harness it to its fullest. So at this point, I would like to pause and take questions, if any. Okay, someone is asking, how is the developer community in Nigeria? What can I or we do to better attract Nigerians developers to build their own use case in Zcash? So a lot of projects are actually pitching their tent in Nigeria. Many of the well-known projects are establishing hubs in Nigeria, and Nigeria is a very big market with a huge pool of good developers. So the Obscuro Labs we set up try to mobilize this developer community to come into Zcash and see the solutions they can build. There are many use cases that will drive in Nigeria. So take more questions. Okay, someone is asking that there is no direct way to buy Zcash in Nigeria. Is the team working on a solution? Yes, the solution we are working on is the formation of the Obscuro Labs. It will be a lab, it will be a group of persons that will focus on creating these solutions, specifically for the Nigerian market and the African market. And we're actually looking for volunteers who will join to make this a reality. Currently, the organization, we are rounding up the registration, almost at the final point of registration. So probably in a few weeks from now, Obscuro Labs will be fully functional. All right. While we wait for any other questions, may also discuss a bit more. I may have to just briefly summarize the presentation. A few minutes remain. So I said a summary of the presentation. Question is, first of all, how do we buy Zcash in Nigeria? There is no direct method. You have to have some experience in buying it directly or selling it. You have to first of all use your Nigeria local currency, get into a stable coin, USDT or USDC, depending on your preference. Then from there, you can use a P2P exchange such as Bybit. Okay, someone, have you heard of No One's P2P market? They are popular and privacy-friendly exchange focused on Africa. I've heard it, someone has referenced it to me, and I'll take a closer look at it and see how we can cooperate. So the summary of the presentation is how there are a number of businesses, few of them anyway, accepting Zcash because of the hurdles of accepting it. All right, guys. Be a part of the Obscuro Labs. Join us as we make something great out of Zcash. Let's continue to push the boundaries of awareness. Let's continue to offer solutions. Let's continue to make it easy for people to get in and out of Zcash. And as we do this, we will have a great Zcash community in Nigeria.